We are going to learn the next division strategy, and this one is a review of short division. Very, very similar to long division, just the way you write it is a little bit different, but the steps are exactly the same thing. So let's go ahead and first start, write our steps down, and I'm going to use the acronym to help us. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburger? Okay, and so divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. Both long and short division use place value to divide just one digit at a time. So you're not dividing the whole number at a time like you do in partial quotients and area model. You're just dividing one digit out per time. Okay, so here's our problem. One of the ways you're going to write this is instead of putting them all together, I'm going to do 1,900 and let's do 1,976. Okay, 1,976, and we're going to divide by 8. So the first thing you notice is that there's this big gap right here, right? And this big gap in between your numbers is going to allow me to write in between each of those numbers. So let me kind of erase that so I can write on it. So 7 and 1. Okay, so first thing I do is I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to draw a little line, so I'm just going to focus on the 1 in the thousands place. So if I have 8 and only have one item, can I get a group of 8 out of there? Of course not, okay? Because my first group of 8 is going to be 8. So I'm going to simply put my 0 right up there. There's my division. Our next step is to multiply. Again, whatever number is the last digit that you put up there, you're going to use that to multiply. So 0 times 8 is 0. Subtract is our next step. 1 minus 0 is 1. Check. Is 1 less than 8? If it is, then we're doing pretty good. Then bring down our next number. But in this particular strategy, instead of bringing it down like we do in long division, we're going to bring it up. And we're just going to put it right up here. All right. Again, once we bring it down or bring it up, we're going to go ahead and repeat the whole list. Okay. But instead of long division, also where you're going down the page, this one we're going sideways here. Okay. So now I have 19 and I'm trying to get groups of 8. All right. So 8, 16, 24. Oh, 24 is too big. So I can see that I can get 2 groups out of 19. So I'm just going to put my 2 right there. All right. So I've divided. So what's my next step? Multiply. This 2 was the last digit that I put up there. So 2 times 8, which would be 16. And then 19 minus 16 is 3. Check. Is 3 less than 8? It is, so I can keep on going. Bring down, bring up. Here we go. Bringing our 3 to the next column. And we're going to be working in that column. So now I have 37, and I divide it by 8. So 24. And again, if you know your multiplication facts, you don't have to make this list. 24, 32, 40. Oh, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because 40 is too big. So I'm going to put my 4 right there. Okay, we just divided, so our next step is to multiply here. So 4 times 8 is 32. And we subtract, and 37 minus 32 is 5. Check. Is 5 less than 8? Awesome, it is. So bring on up to the next column, that 5 to that 56. And now we know how many groups will 8 will go into 56, right? So I'm going to keep on with my list here. So 40, 48, and 56. There it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can get 7 groups out of that. Okay. Multiply 7 times 8, 56. Subtract and our 0 remainder. So our number up here, there is our answer. And so 8 divides into 1,976 247 times. Okay, not too bad. Very similar. Again, looking at one digit at a time. All right, let's do another one here. You guys can work this one out. Let's do 375. And we're going to divide that by 5. Okay, feel free, again, to work ahead of me as we go through here, and pause the video as you need. I'm going to go ahead and write down my steps. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Okay, now I wrote this wrong. I wrote this 375 like I was doing long division. I didn't leave enough places or enough space, so I'm going to rewrite this. All right, so there's my 5. And I'm going to space these out because I want to make columns. And I can't make those columns if they're all squishy together. Okay, so no squished together numbers. All right, start with our first column. Okay, if I have 3, can I group of 5? How many groups of 5 can I get out of there? None, because if I have $3, I can't spend $5, right? So my answer is 0. Divide, multiply, so 0 times 5 is 0. Subtract, 3 minus 0 is 3. Okay, check. Is 3 less than 5? It is. Let's go ahead and bring it up to our next column. And now we're in 37. So 5 divides into 37, or 37 divided by 5. So let's go ahead. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Again, I know I've said this a lot. You don't have to do this list if you know your multiplication facts and can figure it out without it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So 7 goes right there. Okay. Once you divide it, our next step is to multiply. So 7 times 5 is 35. So let's go ahead and subtract that. I'll write that there. Multiply 7 times 5. Subtract, 37 minus 35 is 2. Check, is 2 less than 5? Good. That means we've done everything right. We can move on. Don't forget, if this number is ever bigger than your divisor, you've got to stop because there is something wrong. Okay? All right, so now I'm trying to figure out how many I'm back to divide. I just brought it up. So 5 goes into 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract, and 0. So my answer is, again, whatever is up here. And so my answer is 75. So that tells me that 375 divided by 5 is 75. Okay, and that's short division.